How do you feel about it? Do you think it showed promise or anything?
It could have done, to be honest. I think it could have, yeah, but actors just weren't up to scratch.
When Charlie first gave the go-ahead to make something around his, you know, I got straight on it. I started writing this little sketch idea I'd had in my head. I think I got that done within a good couple hours. And printed off 3 copies, 3, 4. I was excited for it, you know.
Charlie Burton, who had appeared in Arnold's previous film Tentacles, was attached to play the supporting role in Risk, with self-proclaimed extrovert and socialite Josh Martin hotly tipped for the comical lead, which is where things began to break down.
Oh, that's sharp!
I like the idea. I'm a bit disappointed Josh didn't follow through.
Do you think Josh is being a good friend by not accepting?
No, 0 out of 10, definitely.
So, Josh, do you have anything to say about not wanting to be in the film?
Fuck you.
I noticed you've got a can of cider there. Is that related to the stress you've had tonight?
Yes.
Josh's clear obsession with alcohol meant that he would often go from states of sheer delirium to deep depression within a matter of seconds. Comedian Nick Townsend knows what it's like to juggle an alcohol addiction with a job in the entertainment industry.
I just don't think it would work, to be honest, because he's a bit of a prick, really. I don't think people would warm to him.
Do you not feel like you've let some people down?
Nope.
You know, they put quite a lot of work into it, perhaps.
They may have done.
They may have done, yeah.
With Josh's scandalous departure from the project, Arnold was left with no choice but to shop the role around to other, less experienced performers, all of whom declined with the same sense of sincere disinterest that Josh himself had shown.
How do you feel about not acting in this film?
Good, thanks.
Is there any particular reason why you don't want to?
My thing.
Look. I want some pizza.
Want some pizza? Yep. Okay. Yeah, you were actually offered a part.
I was offered a part. I did turn it down, though. So.
Why did you turn it down?
Cameron over there is completely right.
I'm your agents.
He's thought the movie. I thought, to be honest, the movie was one of the better indie ones coming out near the end of 2012. But obviously, Cameron, who has a lot more knowledge in the film industry than I do, didn't think so and told me to turn down the part that I was offered. So there's not much I can do about that.
Is that a hint of sarcasm?
Yeah. People say that I'm probably one of the most sarcastic people that they've ever met, and
Sarcasm, he's not sarcastic.
I'm inclined to agree, to be honest.
That's sarcasm again.
Controversial method actor Wesley refused to be interviewed for this film. With 4 seemingly bright individuals each declining the role one after the other, the question arises, what if the real problem lies within the script itself, and in turn, its passionate creator? There have been things said about how you're not really a writer, that perhaps you just like to think you are.
Well, the thing about that is, I have final draft. I mean, you can see it right here. So, if that doesn't make me a writer, then what does?
When later asked about the specific details of the sketch he had written, Arnold promptly ended the interview. However, it wasn't long before a certain blogger managed to get their hands on a leaked copy of the script.
I still have no idea where it came from, but it was outside my front door. I just opened my front door one night and there was this piece of paper on the floor. I picked it up, it turned out to be this script called Risk. I remember it was burnt and ripped and it seemed a bit soggy, perhaps from tears. Yeah, I think there were tears, yeah. So I gave it a read, and I gave it another read, and a few reads. The premise of the sketch was primarily based upon the board/strategy game Risk. In the sketch, 2 characters, one of them taking the game way too far, actually getting really into it like a proper war general, and the other one being more you know, calm the hell down. It wasn't great. Being the pragmatic journalist that I am, I had no choice but to go ahead and write a review of the thing, you know, just in case this was gonna be huge, which I really don't think it would have been.
The final review was a largely negative piece, heavily criticising the script's overambitious production value, predictable characters, and overall comedic deficiency. The blogger went on to say,
"No self-respecting human being in their right mind would want to be immortalised in such a mess,"
and ended the review with a 1.5-star rating for the clearly unimpressive sketch. Though harsh, the critic's words definitely put perspective on things. With Arnold not being the Emmy award-winning writer he was cracked up to be, it seems that Risk's downfall was that of a doomed destiny, its flawed script foreshadowing a collaborative failure on all parts.
It's been said that you perhaps care more about, you and the other friends care more about FIFA than making films.
That could be said to be correct.
Despite its shortcomings, Arnold's creative effort was nothing if not admirable, which is more than can be said for his reluctant friends, as they invest copious amounts of time into popular football video game FIFA 13.
What do you find so appealing about FIFA that you don't find in practical filmmaking?
I'm not that into films and I like football.
But is it quite as simple as that? Or is there something deeper at play? Something that may have influenced these people's disregard to the project throughout? Addiction.
There's something about the visual stimuli of computer-generated men kicking balls that really taps into the psyche of adolescent males, particularly of those lacking in human imagination and empathy. So when a game like FIFA comes along and provides almost infinite access to such stimuli, it's very easy for them to become attached and consequently detached from the world around them. This is Steve, one of our test subjects. We've got him playing a game of FIFA here. Nothing. Completely vegetated. No response. Just FIFA.
So in terms of this film, would you say that some of these guys refused due to their FIFA habits?
Absolutely, yes. Because once they've started playing FIFA, all creativity or sense of social obligation and friendship, that's all gone. They're just living for the next match.
Regardless of how good or bad the proposed project was?
It wouldn't have mattered if they were offered an Aaron Sorkin masterpiece or a pretentious high school drama teacher's muddled excuse for a play. They would have said no.
This scientific evidence certainly sheds some light on why this particular FIFA-addled group of teens found only apathy in the face of creativity. Indeed, even after they'd had their FIFA fix, they continued to procrastinate with some disturbing scenes of physical bundling, no doubt aided by the overconsumption of alcohol. So you had absolutely no desire whatsoever to aid this project?
No, I think that everyone didn't really think that this was going to happen.
Is there any sense of disappointment there?
Not really, apart from probably you, I would say. You're probably the most likely to be disappointed out of the lot of us.
Yeah, so I think if there's one thing I've learned, it's that don't bring alcohol on set, don't bring alcohol at all, and definitely don't bring FIFA.
Sad as it may be, this tale of strained friendships, self-conscious teenagers, and self-absorbed scripts does make for some fascinating insights into the nature of creative collaboration and the dangers of taking oneself too seriously. Regardless of where the blame for failure lies, it ultimately comes down to one simple thing, that with no risk comes no reward. Six weeks later, we managed to catch up with Arnold, who hadn't been seen since the breakdown of Risk.
Hey Arnold, you in there?
Oh, hey. What you...
Oh, hey, hi, where have you been? No one's seen you for over a month.
Oh, you know, just, like, working on this thing. It's kind of private, so... If you don't mind,
Could you tell us what it is you're working
on? Well, it's a documentary about the sketch that never formed. Yeah.
And you've been doing this for over a month?
Yes, no breaks, so I'd watch where you tread.
Aren't you a bit concerned that this won't make any sense? I mean, right now you're essentially interviewing yourself, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have thought about that, but then it hurt my thoughts, so I stopped thinking about it.
What's all this stuff on the walls? Could you tell us a little about what they are?
Well, those, well, you know, just notes and stuff, just working this whole thing out. I mean, it's taken a long time, so, yeah.
But why? Why would you go through this just to make a film about a project that never happened?
Well, I mean, I could just tell you a bunch of bullshit about how I needed to express my pain and frustration of being an artist, but the truth is, I'm just telling a story, and okay, it wasn't the story that I'd planned to tell, or had wanted to tell, or a story that even makes sense, but it's a story that I can tell, and in my books, that's a story that I should tell.
Cheesy ending.
So now the film is over and there's names across your screen. You want to close this browser, but now that would be obscene. It's the credits, a chance to give these guys their due. It's the credits, they all worked on this for you. As long as they've got a fancy font and a song to accompany, what more could you possibly want? Hey look, that one's of me. It's the credits. Hopefully you won't get bored. It's the credits. I only know these 4 damn chords. Special thanks and vanity plates. Grarg, mutant enemy. Where else would you find these traits except for IMDb? It's the credits. Keep your eyes glued to the screen. It's the credits, 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 credits. There might be a bonus scene.
I am your Lord and Master.
No.
Credits.